So TLDR, Godzilla Singular Point will absolutely not be the show for you if you're expecting a non-stop kaiju action type show. And here's why. Directed by Atsushi Takahashi, who directed the Blue Exorcist movie, did storyboards for Lupin the Third, The Woman Called Fujiko Mine, and many more. It was written by sci-fi writer and ex-physicist To Injo, which we'll explain a lot later, and it was a collaborative project with Studio Bones and Studio Orange. Bones has a plethora of anime under their belt like Soul Eater, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Space Dandy, and My Hero Academia to name a few shows. Orange is a relatively new company that's brought 3D anime like Meta and Lustrous and Beastars into the anime world. Now we can talk about the story, in the best way I can without spoiling anything. In the year 2030, Otake factory worker and general jack-of-all-trades Yu Narikawa and studier of fantasy creatures graduate Mei Kamino, along with many others, begin to see kaiju appear in their world. So they trying to figure out what's causing it to happen before the world gets destroyed. So you might have already heard or seen a bit about this show from people who already watched it. Yes, this show is absolutely not the show for you if you're expecting shit to hit the fan very quickly. This is a show dedicated to science and pseudoscience. Everyone has a role to play, even the monsters. And you may find yourself incredibly bored and just wanting to see a Godzilla destroy Tokyo for the millionth time. Well, you're kind of out of luck. So, go watch Godzilla vs. Kong if you want some kaiju action. This is a very character-driven show. There isn't much action, but there is a lot of talking, which may turn off some people, but trust me, keep an open mind and tread through it because things will make sense if you actually pay attention to the show and what the characters are saying. As both a Godzilla fan and anime fan, I had a blast. The story immediately intrigued me when I wanted to see what happened next. All the characters have something to like about them, and some stole the show for me. And the monsters are honestly pretty great. And the music is pretty damn good as well. It reminded me a lot of Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, where there's a bit of real-world science thrown into the episodes to explain what's happening. This show has a very Showa-era vibe to it, which is completely understandable, seeing how the director grew up watching the Showa-era Godzilla films, and incorporated a lot of elements and Easter eggs from that era within the show. This show isn't perfect. Of course, some things were hard to follow sometimes, and we could have had a bit more of Godzilla, but besides that, I really enjoyed the show. And I can't wait for season 2, or the movie, or whatever they do.